The global statistics on school violence and student misbehavior are shocking. 60 million girls are sexually assaulted on the way to or inside school every year. 68% of teachers have been verbally abused by students. This isn't just about classroom management anymore. This is about trauma, about safety, about a system on the edge. Over 1 in 3 students worldwide report experiencing physical violence at school. 60 million girls are sexually assaulted on the way to or inside school every year. 30% of students have been bullied in person, while 10% face cyberbullying daily. In the US, the numbers are no less chilling. 84% of schools say student behavior worsened after the pandemic. 70% of educators report increased misbehavior. 68% of teachers have been verbally abused by students. 11% of schools reported physical attacks on staff. Weapons found in nearly half of US schools. This isn't just about classroom management anymore. This is about trauma, about safety, about a system on the edge, one that keeps blaming teachers while giving them fewer tools to cope. Teachers didn't create this crisis, but we are the ones being crushed by it. Hello fellow teachers, have you ever felt like the world expects you to be a superhero but with no cape and no tools? You're not alone. Imagine being asked to patch a sinking ship with just a glue stick and then being blamed when it still sinks. That's teaching in 2025. Every day we're juggling curriculum, behavior, emotions, tech, trauma, parent expectations, and admin policies, and somehow we're still told we're not doing enough. The problem isn't that teachers have changed, it's that we're working inside a system that's unraveling from the top down. Most of society doesn't say it. They look at test scores, but they don't look at the trauma. Fear of our classroom struggles and accuse us of being incompetent and unable to control our students. But they don't even begin to understand what we're facing. They hear us vent and call it complaining. They don't understand it's a cry for help. They don't see the child who rips the worksheet in half or the one who shouts, "I can't," before even trying. Or the parent who responds, "Why are you stressing my child out?" The truth is, we are not failing, we're drowning. In this video, we're going to walk through the real changes that have taken place in our society, cultural, parental, educational, and how they have shaped the way our children and teens behave today. By the end, you'll see it clearly. The classroom didn't collapse in isolation, it was a ripple effect, and it started far above our pay grade. Society, the root of the storm. We raise kids in a society, in a world where rudeness is awarded, shortcuts are glorified, and popularity means much more than character. Discipline used to be a value. Now it's framed as oppression and punishment. Hollywood, TikTok, Netflix, they're not just background noise. They're shaping identity, attitude, and behavior. And guess what happens when the culture walks into our classroom? A child may proudly say, "My favorite YouTuber says feelings are fake," or "Why should I respect you? You're just a teacher." Influencers have become role models, and we're left with grammar worksheets and morning meetings trying to unteach a belief system that society has drilled into them. The result? Chaos in our classrooms. And it's not the kids' fault, they're just mirrors of the world around them. Parenting, the no boundaries era. Somewhere along the way, no became a harmful word and boundaries became trauma. Parenting morphed into a customer service model where the customer, being the child, is always right. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about the physically or verbally abusive parents, okay? I'm talking about boundaries. I've had more parents argue over behavior charts than over their child hitting another student. That is shocking to me. Many children grow up thinking rules are simple suggestions, that emotions cancel out consequences. When we try to enforce boundaries, we're met with, "Not my child, he's just bored." Or worse, threats of lawsuits or viral videos, because that's the world we live in. We're seeing two extremes. Helicopter parents who shield their kids from every no, and completely absent parents who don't even know what their child's school looks like. It's not always malicious. Some parents are simply exhausted. We know that. We live in a very demanding era. People are overworked or lost in their own struggles. I understand that. But regardless of the reason, the gap they leave behind is very real. And it's becoming very dangerous. And we are the ones expected to feel it. But are parents the only ones to blame? No, certainly no, because parents are being shaped by the same culture that is shaping their kids. Social media tells them not to say no, not to upset their child, not to parent just to please, because somehow even a simple conversation about limits and boundaries is presented as toxic. They're not all careless. Many are confused, overwhelmed, overworked, and mainly influenced by the same unrealistic noise we're all throwing in. Students. Entitled, apathetic, and they are actually struggling. Let's get one thing straight. Most kids are not bored, are not lazy or aggressive. They're lost. They have been raised in an environment of unlimited screen time, minimal structure, and shallow praise. They show up like phones on 3% battery, no charger, and running 10 apps in the background. They haven't been taught that failure is part of learning, so when you ask them to edit a sentence, let's say, they panic, they cry, they give up, they throw tantrums, they become violent, or they simply say, "Can't you just do it for me?" Because that's what they know. They have ChatGPT to do everything for them. The hard truth, we're trying to teach stamina to kids who have only known shortcuts. And we're expected to do it without offending, upsetting, and mainly challenging them too much. And here we are, modeling grit while being gaslit into thinking we are the problem. School laws and systems, or else bureaucracy over brains. Let's talk about the change. We're told to differentiate, but not change the curriculum. Told to manage behavior, but not use any kind of consequence. We are told to be creative, but don't step outside the pacing guide. And of course, if we want to be creative, we need to pay from our own pockets. Teaching has become a scripted performance micromanaged by people who have never stood in our shoes, who have never taught an hour. No zero policies. It means that students get 50 even if they turn in nothing. Restorative only discipline means that the student can scream in your face. An admin solution is a circle and a feelings chart. I don't say students don't deserve and need support. They need all the support they can get. But I'm saying that teachers deserve it too. You can't pour from an empty cup. And every time we try to raise concern, we are told that this is the new way. Get on board or get out. And that's what most teachers are doing. They're quitting. And here we are, the last stop of the funnel. Teachers. Underpaid, silenced, exhausted, blamed. Micromanaged by admin, accused and criticized by parents and the society, disrespected by students, and of course gaslighted by the very system we are trying to hold together. Every policy failure, blamed on us. Every angry mail, blamed on us. Every new initiative rolled out without us. We are expected to be teachers, therapists, nurses, entertainers, social workers, and tech wizards, all for a paycheck that barely pays the bills. Most teachers need to have a second or a third job. And when we burn out, we are told to be more positive. When we speak up, we are told we're difficult. When we question the system, we're called resistant to change. I've seen incredible teachers begin to question their own worth because of their gaslighting, but let me say this clearly. You're not broken. The system is. So, what now? Are there any realistic solutions? Well, we can't fix everything. That much is apparent, it's clear. But we can start somewhere. We can build our communities and speak our truth. Protect our own well-being like it's sacred, because it is sacred. Let's start a support circle online or in person and use platforms. Use platforms like TPT for ready-to-use material to simplify your life, or actually use the media like TikTok or Instagram to tell your story and help others. Make micro changes in your classroom that bring peace. A quiet corner where kids could decompress. I don't know, maybe countdown spaces, certainly structured routines. One teacher I know just added a reset spot in her room, a quiet corner where kids could decompress. And I know that's just one idea, like it's not a big shift, but it's a shift. Because we can't stop the storm, but we can build stronger shelters. And sometimes ripples become waves. Now I would like to leave you with this. Dear, dear teachers, you're not crazy, you're not lazy, you're not weak, you are not the problem. You're standing in the storm with an umbrella for others while soaked yourself. Please keep showing up, but also fight for your own peace. Don't apologize for needing support. Don't shrink to fit someone else's idea of a good teacher. We're not failing. We are not failing. We are surviving. We are surviving a system collapsing on our backs. So let's speak, let's support, let's rise together, not because we're superheroes, but because we're human. And that is more than enough. So I would really like to see your comments about your struggles or your solutions. Let's make a beautiful community where we can talk. And if you like this video, please subscribe so I can give you even more videos like that. Check out my other videos of actionable ideas regarding your classroom management and other teaching tips. And I will see you the next time.